All right, and welcome back, guys. This right here is going to be the first of many weapon gold guides for Vanguard MP. We've already started on the zombie series. So far, we've showed the knife and the snipers, the quickest way to go about getting all the camos unlocked for all those in zombies. Today, we're going to be breaking down one of the weapon classes here in MP, and it's by far the easiest one. If you're just looking to get the quickest gold weapon in MP, yeah, this is going to be it. It is so much quicker than anything else, and we're going to do a full guide. Even though it is the easiest, it is a little confusing. One of the challenge requirements doesn't read off right, and I know a lot of people are having issues with that. We're going to break down all the challenges here, and you've already guessed it by the title. That is the FS fighting knife, or just the knife is what everyone's going to call it here. And there's a few reasons that makes this weapon so much easier than everything else. As you know, the hardest part about grinding a gold weapon in this game, in Cold War, and Modern Warfare 2019 is the fact that you've got to level the weapon up, and they go all the way to 70 in this game. One weird thing about this game, even though you had to level up the melee weapons in both Cold War and Modern Warfare 2019, you can see right here, this nice level 1, and I've already gotten some kills with it on this account, but it hasn't leveled up again. And same thing, the rocket launchers all permanently stay at level 1, whereas every other weapon has to level up, and it doesn't. It stays at level 1 permanently, and all of the camo unlocks are unlocked right off the bat with it. We don't currently know if this is a bug in the game. Maybe it wasn't supposed to launch like this, and if it does get changed, I will update and let you know in the description. But with the launch state of Vanguard, none of the rocket launchers or knives need to be leveled up, neither the shield. They're all ready to go, and you can start working on all of the camo requirements right off the bat, making this extremely easy. So the first challenge here for the knife, before we do that, actually one other thing that makes it easier that I haven't seen much people know, you can see it only has 5 camo categories. They also cut off half of the camo categories. If you look at any other primary weapon or any other sort of actual weapon that you have to level up, there's 10 categories of challenges, whereas with the knife and the shield, they just cut off half of those. So now instead of having 10 camo categories, there's just 5, which means there's camos you can't use on this. Since those camo categories don't exist for the knife, you can't unlock them, you can't use them. There's zero way to actually go about putting them on the knife. But I'm kind of okay with that to make it a little bit easier to grind here. And now let's quickly go over all the camo requirements and exactly what counts for each and every one of these. One thing to note, I'm actually not on my account. You saw a video a few days ago where we were grinding and we actually managed to unlock this gold. I'm on a different account here that had no progress with the knife. That way we're able to show you exactly everything that counts and does track for the challenges. We've only played one game using the knife, and that was with the gameplay you just saw there. So for the first challenge here, it's get 50 eliminations, and in the one test game we played, we managed to get 20 of them. So you don't even have to worry about this challenge. It's going to easily complete as you go along. The second one here, the surgical one, is 50 backstabber medals. This one's pretty easy. We got 7 our first game, but this one's a little bit harder to farm depending on the enemies you're playing against. If they're enemies that aren't letting you flank around the map near as much, it's going to be a little bit harder. But every single game you play, even if you're just running around the knife not trying to get this challenge, you are going to be making a little bit of progress with it. The next one, slide kills, and in the one test game I played, I wasn't sliding a whole lot. This one really isn't that bad. You'll get this one fairly early on. All you got to do is slide and knife someone. So as soon as you see an enemy, slide in their direction and knife them. Then we've got the 30 double kills, and double kills in this game are pretty forgiving. There's a pretty decent time in between it, and especially if you're playing the small maps that we're going to recommend, you're going to get the double kills in no time. Now the last challenge, and this is the one that has a lot of people confused because it actually doesn't read off correctly. This doesn't work as it properly should, and if they do end up changing how this works, I will leave it in the description below. But right now it reads off, get 30 kills while enemy is stunned or flashed. But that is not what counts. If you go into a game, you see an enemy, you throw a stun at him, run up and kill that enemy, it's not going to progress for this. What you have to do for this is you have to flash yourself. You're going to get a shake it off medal. If you flash yourself, and while you're flashed or stunned, you knife and kill an enemy, you're going to get a shake it off medal, and that is what is counting for this. As it stands right now, it makes it a lot more annoying because trust me, running around in the game, stunning yourself, and then after you have stunned yourself, then knifing the enemy is super annoying. It'd be so much easier if you could just, you know, flash through a door and then run in there and knife the enemies. But no, you have to actually flash/stun yourself while you get the kill to get the shake it off medal for it to count for this camo requirement. And all right, now time for the class setup, and this is actually extremely important here. So obviously your primary weapon doesn't matter. We're not going to be using it. Put on a riot shield, that way, you know, if someone tries to shoot you in the back, doesn't matter, you have a knife. For the secondary, you do want to be using the knife, clearly, because that's what we're getting gold. The perks. This perk 1 slot is extremely important for it. The Dauntless perk. This is going to make it so when you stun yourself, you are immune to movement reducing effects. So when you stun yourself, normally you walk really slow and it makes it hard to get kills, which is going to be super hard to get knife kills. Now it's still going to stun you, but you're going to be able to run just as quick, and it's still going to allow you to get the Shake It Off medal. 2, this one's kind of subjective. A lot of people like High Alert or Radar. I'm using Tracker just so I can get the backstabbers a little bit easier. And then for the final perk here, we're using Lightweight, increases your movement speed, and that is the class setup that I have currently got here on our knife. And now something else that's also extremely important, the game mode you are going to be playing. Right now we have the house playlist 24/7, which is going to 1000% be the best way to do this. This isn't always going to be here. If there's a shipment playlist, you want to be playing a 24/7 playlist on a small map. But let's say none of these are small maps. You can always go to filter and you can put on the blitz combat pacing, which is probably going to be your best bet. Even if you get bigger maps, you're going to have a lot of players on it. But if the house 24/7 or shipments 24/7 is available, you definitely want to be picking those game modes, and you do not want to be playing hardcore. The knife is a one hit, and that doesn't matter whether you're playing core or hardcore. So if you're trying to take this into hardcore and grind it gold, you're going to be putting yourself at a disadvantage, because no matter what, you're going to be killing people in the same amount of time, because it's going to be a one hit for you regardless, where now they're going to be able to kill you a little bit quicker. So for us, we're going to be using the house 24/7 playlist just because it's by far the easiest playlist currently available to us. But if shipment was available, I would definitely be playing that, and that comes out in a few days, so I'm super hyped for that. And backstab. So we're gonna go ahead and do these challenges in order. So for the backstabbers, if you're trying to farm the backstabbers, which you might need because this might be one of the few challenges you have left, you're going to want to go ahead and flank around the enemy. This one's a little bit harder, depending on the enemy play style, but there we go. We were actually able to flank, and unfortunately it didn't matter too much because spawns flipped here. But to get this one done, it's honestly just a lot of flanking. You're looking for the footsteps. Super helpful with the tracker perk. We were able to track that guy down because of the footsteps there, and that right there is going to be a double kill. And same thing, all you're going to do if you're trying to farm the backstabbers is kind of just patrol around the map. Keep in mind, while you're getting these kills, if you see someone, especially if you're not able to get a backstabber on them, you want to be sliding, because our next camo challenge is going to be the sliding kills. And for that, I mean, it's super simple right there. That's going to count as a sliding for us. And every time you see an enemy, let's actually worry about the backstabbers first. I'd prioritize the backstabbers over the sliding kills if you had to choose between the two, because I think for a lot of people, the last thing they're going to complete is going to be the backstabbers. So double up there. That was both a backstabber and a sliding kill, and you can see we're now at 10 backstabber kills, 9 double kills, 6 slide kills. We just got 3 different camo challenges in a very short period, and we pretty much covered the best way to do everything now except for the stun kills. And for that, unfortunately, you want to throw a stun at the ground, and then you just want to run into the enemy. And that's the one I would probably try to make progress with the first, is the 30 Shake It Off medals, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like once you get one of these kills. So if we go ahead, stun ourselves before entering the enemy spawn. There we go. Oh, and we missed. Yeah, the knife in this game, I have a hard time hitting things with. It is super inaccurate for me, and I just struggle with it. But here. So before we enter this room, we're going to throw the stun down, and I don't think I stunned myself. See, this one's annoying just because it kind of is super an unintuitive way to play. Right before you enter a building, you throw a stun down and you stun yourself, and then you run in, and unfortunately the enemies are gone, so we're not going to be able to get progress again this life either. All right, so let's go ahead, throw it down. So now we're stunned, and you can see we got a Shake It Off medal. That is going to count for 1 progression for the stunned. So oh wow, and you can even see that the medal popped up for it right there. We got the mosaic camo unlock, so it does work. It's just a super unfun way to play. I don't think anyone loves spawning in, stunning themselves, and running in, and that's really all the camo requirements. As you can see, we've made massive progress to just about every single challenge this game, and not every game is going to be like this. You're going to get in some games where it's kind of a nightmare because enemies are watching the line of sight. If you're not able to flank around, you're not going to have a good time. But yeah, it's super simple, and I think you can get it done in about 2 hours. All these camo requirements, if you just watch all the breakdown segments we have in this video, you'll very quickly get it. And with that, guys, let me know what weapon category you want me to cover next. I actually haven't grinded the riot shield yet. People have told me the riot shield's pretty similar to the knife, so we might check that one out. That way you guys can go ahead and watch this guide, get the gold knife, watch the next one, get the diamond riot shield. That way you could have that diamond riot shield on your back, because I see a lot of people rocking that, and it does look pretty sick. So with that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Just a side note, we do have almost daily content coming exclusively on Facebook if you want to check that out, linked below. And if you want to sub to see the rest of our guides, those are gonna be coming out very, very shortly. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Oh, hey there, thank you for watching the entire video. I've got to take this last moment here to give a huge thanks to everyone who became a Twitch sub or a YouTube member, and an extra special thanks to those who've taken above and beyond and became an Unlock Plus Plus member on YouTube. We've got the 2x Trader Purple, we've got the most OP Gobblegum ever, Round Robin, we have the hero Arrow Pharaoh, and then we've got the absolute legend Peyton Perkins. Once again, gotta get a huge thanks to all of them for becoming Unlock Plus Plus members here on YouTube.